Hello, and thank you for joining us today. My name is Lisa, and I'm here with Barrett, and he will be answering a few questions about his role and experience at Mayo. Could you please introduce yourself?
Hi, Lisa. Thanks for having me. Super excited to be here. My name is Barrett McGill, and I've been with Mayo Clinic Laboratories for the last 2.5 years. And I am a hospital account executive based out of Dallas, Texas.
Thank you for introducing yourself. What made you choose Mayo Clinic as an employer?
So I have spent my entire post-college professional career in the laboratory space, working in different subspecialties of anatomic pathology and some molecular genetic testing. I'd always had Mayo Clinic on a short list of employers that I would love to be able to work for just because of my experience in the lab space and what their mission and vision are to improve patient outcomes and provide the best diagnostics to as many patients across the world as possible. And in a kind of a crazy healthcare environment where sometimes, you know, money comes into play before patient outcomes, in my opinion, it was nice to see an employer who really put the patient first and does stand by and operate by the values that they preach to the public. So it was a really easy choice for me.
What's your favorite part of your job or daily work?
I think my favorite part is knowing that if you've ever been to Rochester, which I know you haven't yet, but it is hard to get to, and it's kind of like the miracle in the cornfield. I think that's what they called it on the Ken Burns documentary. But I feel like it what brings me the most satisfaction is to be able to bring the testing and the quality of the Mayo Clinic to patients all across the community that I live in and the surrounding communities around the Dallas Fort Worth area, including Oklahoma. And most patients won't ever be able to be an actual patient at Mayo Clinic, but being able to provide our laboratory services to patients all across the country is almost like extending Mayo Clinic to those communities, which could be Dallas or small town like Decatur or Comanche County, Oklahoma. I mean, Mayo Clinic Labs is treating patients and providing a diagnosis to those in need all across the country. And I think that's what gets me out of bed every day is knowing that we can provide that service without having to get on a plane or on a car up to Rochester just to see a doctor. We can really be a part of that patient's journey and hopefully provide them with the best possible outcomes.
What would you like to tell our audience about Mayo Clinic?
I just think it's a really special, unique place to work. I mean, I think that probably most people who are working at Mayo, unless they started their career at Mayo, which there are a lot that have, but a lot of other people have had an opportunity to work outside of Mayo Clinic, whether that's in another hospital setting, in another maybe commercial laboratory or pharmaceutical company. And you just see all the different dynamics of, the healthcare space. And I really believe that, working at Mayo is special because they really do practice the core values that they preach. And I really believe that that is such a rarity. It's easy to say, oh, these are our core values, these are what we believe in, but then to actually step up to the plate and actually execute on those and operate by them, even when the going gets tough, it really is an eye-opening experience and really makes you believe in the vision of Mayo Clinic and really want to be a part of something like that because it's so unique in the workspace.
So you've already touched on how Mayo is a patient-centered organization. Could you elaborate more on how the work you do makes a difference for patients?
Yeah, I mean, I think that every time myself or any of my counterparts, how we kind of operate what's all called our local area team, whenever we get out and get in front of a client or a hospital, it's an ability to get Mayo Clinic testing into as many different medical centers and physician offices that we can, and really extending that Mayo Clinic quality to the surrounding communities. And I really think that that's our number one goal is to continue to grow Mayo Clinic through testing across the entire world, really. I mean, I'm not in the international side of things, but I mean, really, it is a global opportunity. And I think for us too, one thing that makes us a lot different than a normal commercial lab is that we really aren't trying to compete with our hospitals. We want to provide them with the type of testing that they can't provide to their patients on site, but we also encourage them and provide them an opportunity to insource as much testing, which really provides the patient with the best type of care with quicker turnaround time and, you know, things like that. So basically, we're a true partner. We're not a vendor as much as we are a partner and an extension of the quality care that they're getting, patients are getting at their local hospitals. And then we play a part in, you know, helping them have a bigger offering. So it's exciting and really, you know, it's a unique thing. I mean, like I said, working for other companies and other in other spaces, you go in and they're like, "Where are you from? What company is this?" But when any of me and my teammates go into a hospital or a physician's office, and we say we're with the Mayo Clinics and we would like to discuss whatever the topic is for that, you know, visit, it's usually an open door and says, yes, come in. We'd like to hear more about what Mayo is doing. And I really think that that is such a unique position, especially on the commercial side, working for Mayo Clinic Laboratories, is that even if for customers that don't send us a ton of business, if we come to them with an opportunity or something new in the marketplace, they're willing to listen just because of what Mayo Clinic stands for and just the history of innovation and the most up and coming test and development and new algorithms and new processes to do things and do things better and be able to provide the best care to the patients.
Could you share a story that demonstrates how Mayo Clinic provides you with a sense of belonging?
Yeah, I mean, I would say from day one, I mean, it was really in the interview process, just the people that how the interviews were set up with really direct the hiring manager, but then really getting to interact with other members within the organization kind of really started to kind of make you feel a part of the family, even though you weren't even hired yet, didn't have an offer, but you were getting excited about what it would be like to be a employee at, you know, Mayo Clinic. And, you know, for me, once I got the position, they offered the position. It was a no brainer to accept it. Was super excited. And I really think one of the things that, you know, from a belonging standpoint is that I joined a team that had a regional director. So my boss, who had been with the organization for over 10 years, and quite a few of my counterparts in the hospital account executive role who'd also been here at Mayo Clinic for over 10 years. So a lot of established people. You know, sometimes it's hard being the new kid on the block, you know, breaking into a group or, you know, a new team, being the outsider really. And I was welcomed with open arms from every member of the team. And I'll never forget that. And just one of my counterparts, Melissa Granger, has been with Mayo, I believe, for 8 years now. And she was assigned to be my mentor and really just took me under her wings and really helped me get up to speed and really embrace what Mayo's all about, how we do things, the culture, and I really will never forget that. So I really think it really started from day one, and just how the collaborative team approach, and again treating everybody equally, and just made me feel as part of the team, even though I'd been there for one day.
That's good to hear. Compared to other jobs you've had, how does Mayo Clinic compare?
Yeah, I mean, I've had some great mentors and great people I've worked with, but I really believe that just Mayo Clinic is different because of the values that they hold and really just the history that is entrenched and really made Mayo what it is today. And it's easy as companies grow and the markets change to kind of force yourself to change and maybe go against some of the things that really were the foundation of what was Mayo Clinic when it was first started. And one of the things that Mayo has been unbelievable at is maintaining what they were founded on and maintaining those beliefs and principles and continuing them into an ever evolving market. I mean, going from really all the way back when it was all cash pay, and now there's a lot of insurance, and there's a lot of nuances that go on in the healthcare space. And Mayo's mission has been to put the needs of the patient first, and they do that every single day, whether it's a patient that's on the campus in Jacksonville, Scottsdale, or Rochester, or it's a patient in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, that needs an answer. And I think that just to continue to put money back into the company to innovate and come up with new tests and new, you know, processes to make things better for the patient and better for patient outcomes is just something that Mayo continues to do. And I think that really stands apart from some other organizations I've worked at.
So, for our final question, what do you see as your future at Mayo Clinic?
Well, I've been here for almost 2.5 years, I guess. We're coming up. Yeah, 2.5 next month. And I've loved it. It's still bringing me daily challenges. I'm still learning new things every day. I don't know if you ever stop learning when you join Mayo Clinic. It's always something new or a new challenge, and every day seems to have something different that I get to learn interacting with all of our different customers. And so I think that, if I look at what does it look like in the next 5 to 10 years, I would continue to like to grow within the Mayo Clinic Labs organization and just kind of see where that takes me. I mean, there's a lot of different pathways and there's a lot of different programs, again, that make Mayo unique. That have like the leadership development stretch assignment is a program that was created by the leadership at Mayo Clinic Labs. And basically, it's an opportunity for people in my position to get more involved and learn and really kind of evolve as a professional. And so whether that means staying in like the sales side of things or going into more operations, I don't know what that looks like, but I really do hope that I have a long tenure here at Mayo Clinic Labs and I can continue to be a part of this outstanding organization.
Thank you so much for participating. Your enthusiasm is really shown throughout the interview.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Lisa. I really appreciate it.